If you can hear how daunting this sounds, then maybe it can help keep you from finding yourself in this situation. Or maybe you're already in this situation and, I'm sorry, that sucks. I've been there. But when we try to fill our holes, when we do fill our holes, the holes in our mind, the holes in our heart, with other people or other things that have life, like kids or a dog, we are incapable of being in any better state emotionally than the life of that thing we've used to fill our holes. So if your parents have kids a lot of the times to fill holes inside of themselves, and it kind of has this self-balancing act going on there where, they're going to take really good care of that kid, and at first, because of excitement or whatever, love, as they will call it, if it were the case that you could be in a better state than the life of the being you're using to fill your holes, then a lot of more kids would be abandoned. A lot more kids would be treated horribly and poorly. But, once you arrive to that state of, okay, I'm tired of this kid kind of, or you realize that kid is going to become its own individual, and anyways. We should, fuck it. If you can hear how daunting this sounds, then maybe it will help you not find yourself in this situation. Or maybe you're already in this situation, and I've been there, and I'm just stepping out of it, which is why I'm catching a clear glimpse of what was going on, which is this. When we fill our holes, the holes in our mind, the holes in our heart, with other people or other things that have life, like a dog, we become dependent on their state of being, and we become incapable of being in any better state emotionally, any better state period, than that other being, other person, other thing. Like if parents often have kids to fill holes inside of themselves. Well, in the same way that as those kids won't be able to feel okay with themselves if, their parents are mad, if they're in trouble or whatever, all they got to do is upkeep their parents' perception or acceptance in order to be okay and accept themselves. What you find later in life when that child begins to become their own individual is that, the parent might try to restrict that from happening, but it kind of has this self-balancing act going on where it allows for that to move forward, because in the same way now, once a child frees themselves from this needing of parents' approval to be okay, the parent will find themselves reaching out to the approval of their child to feel okay with themselves. So, if you are feeling held back by the collar from your parents and you're just terrified and incapable of ripping away because of their disapproval and the state that's going to put you in with yourself, what you find is the tables will turn, and you realize they actually need you to be as okay with them as you felt you need them to be okay with you. And it's no less of a thing than what's happening. You watch them kind of become the child you just freed yourself from, reaching out to you in the same way as you were just reaching out to them for approval, becoming this person that you need them to be just to be okay with themselves. And you gain this respect and maybe are able to form some new type of relationship on the backside of it. But this relationship where you're dependent on their approval for your state of being crashes like a plane. And you watch them unfold as they have to admit with themselves and humble themselves to realize they actually need your approval. They feel in trouble, and they're going to become, whatever you need them to be a part of your life, if that's what, you want. And maybe it's so bad that you just have to kind of create space and love them from a distance. But if they're incapable of doing that for you, they're not going to be a happy person, and they're going to be, they're going to be swallowing pills and stuff just to go to sleep, more than likely, because like I said, when we fill our holes with other people, we become incapable of being any happier than they are. And it's like life and its circumstances, and the circumstances of yours will make sure of it. It's fate, justice kind of takes place over a span of time, but I've found in my experience, as sharp as a needle, that is what it comes to. So